We had an incredibly hectic day going from Amman in Jordan across the West Bank and into Jerusalem. Enjoy Katie's rant. Alright, so we're in Jerusalem and Katie's going to tell you about our day.
It's been kind of that kind of day, so don't mind my attitude and my mood. We're sitting in front of the old city of Jerusalem, so it can't be that bad. We've managed to get here and we've managed to make everything work out, but I'll give you the story of how things happened today. So around 7:30 we left our hostel with some Germans that we had met the day before when we were basically told we couldn't go to the border, that it would be closed. So us and the Germans, we get into a taxi, and the taxi takes us from our hotel to the border crossing for Jordan, and that probably happened around like 9 o'clock. So it took about an hour and a half to get there. From 9 o'clock till around 10:30, we were still at the border crossing. They'd already taken our passports, they'd taken our departure tax money, they'd done everything. They were just waiting for enough people to fill up a shuttle bus, and it took forever. And then from there, we got on the bus, and they made us pay per bag 4 1/4 JD just to carry our bags underneath the bus to the next border checkpoint, which was like 2 kilometers down the road. So essentially that's like $7 for them to hold our stuff underneath the bus, which is already gonna go because we're in it. So that was a little annoying. And when we get to the other side, we're expecting kind of Israeli border crossing to get better, like that they're a little more modernized than Jordan. We were completely and utterly wrong. I'm not sure exactly what time we got there, but it took us from one border to the other border about a half an hour. It's 2 kilometers. Keep that in mind. So we got there, and you have to stand in this big line with all of your bags. And then you get to, it kind of goes in a Z formation. So when you get to the first crook of the Z, they want you to give them your bags. So you hand over your bags, and they take your passport. So your bags and your passport go in 2 different directions. You're just standing there. Your passport goes somewhere you have no idea where it went. It comes back with a bunch of stickers on it, and you're expected to just leave your bag there because it's going to go through inspections without you. So then at the next crook of the Z, they check out your passport, ask you a few questions, and don't really do anything with it. They just mark off a piece of paper, which we don't know what that was. You go into another building and you walk through a metal detector, and then you walk up to another window. And I guess I should say that in the Z, it's just a crowd of people. There's no order whatsoever. The Z is just a mess of, it's like China, but just more annoying than China because people should know that we don't have to do this anymore. Anyways, so we get up to the window where they start asking you questions about your visit in Israel and what you plan on doing and where you're going to be staying, and that actually went a lot better than I ever expected. I really thought that they were going to grill us because we're American. Same old questions for everybody, no problems, maybe 3 minutes in front of the booth, and then we were on our way. So then we got to find out the mess that is where your bags come after they inspect them, and they just throw them all over the floor. There's a little bit of order, but it's still just like, are you serious? So that our bags were all over the floor. Eric finds his bag. My bag is nowhere to be found. But we talked to these 2 Korean people who also haven't found their bags. And it turns out that they held my bag for some sort of reason. But instead of finding me, I have to go find them. And that was annoying because we just waited around to see if it would come out of the machine. And so we went and got my bag, and they wanted to go through my bag, and they took like a stick with a little piece of paper on the end of it and just went all over my bag with it. And then they went inside my bag with it, and then the lady just told me, okay, you're good. I'm not really sure what that technique for finding stuff was, but okay. So they gave me back my bag. Us and the Koreans go outside. We realize we don't have enough money to get into the city because there is no bank, and we only have minimal money to exchange. So we borrow some money from the Koreans, who we later pay, and we all get on a shuttle bus, and that heads into Jerusalem. We get to Jerusalem at 1:35. Keep in mind, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 6 hours after we left that morning. And I mean, we went to the distance of maybe, how many kilometers?
80.
80 kilometers.
Maybe.
80 kilometers. And we landed on a corner over here. So we start walking, and we know that we have to find an ATM. So we get about 3 blocks away from where the bus was, and we realize we don't have our wallet anymore. And this is where the day takes a somber spin. We still don't have our wallet, but we went to the like ticket area in this area for the shuttle that we took, and the guy let us, like, he called and asked them if they had found our wallet. They hadn't found it. He actually let us use his wireless internet to call our credit card company to cancel our credit card and just do all the things that we needed to do. So canceled our credit card, and we authorized our new credit card. So that was pretty cool. We were able to get ATM money out of the ATM within an hour of realizing that we had lost our wallet. So that went really well. And what does this mean?
Perfume.
Perfume?
The thing that flew in the window.
Oh, while we were there, somebody threw a perfume bottle into the building that we were sitting in. Scared the crap out of me.
Like attacking us.
Like I don't know if they were
us
attacking us or they were attacking the people that were that owned the building, but it was a really weird moment. So I don't know why an attack happened, but it was really strange. So we managed to get money out of the ATM, we found a place to stay, and we wandered around Jerusalem, and now we're standing out here looking for some cheap fruit. We have realized that prices here suck. Things are expensive, more expensive than I think I ever imagined they would be for Jerusalem. So here's hoping we can find a sweet treat, and hopefully somebody finds our wallet.
So this is a shawarma sandwich that I just ordered, and it has got everything you could possibly ever imagine in it. He took basically every Middle Eastern ingredient and slapped it into a pita. And we're going to get in there, and it should be good. Is it good? All right. Okay, so Jerusalem. We're in Jerusalem, and that sign says to Bethlehem, and that's kind of surreal to see. And this is the Damascus Gate. And we have got probably 4 or 5 days worth of stuff to do here. It's incredible how much there is to do. I mean, obviously, there's Muslim stuff, Jewish stuff, Christian stuff, and then just, normal exploring city stuff. So it's really, really insane when you look at like the list of things that there are. So this Damascus Gate is the entrance to the old city of Jerusalem, and it's crazy in there. We actually have our hotel in there. So we had to go in there last night and wander around with our bags on. It's like very, very narrow areas to walk, and it's just madness. And a lot of touristy stuff is in there, but a lot of like stuff that locals have that are in there. There's like a million candy shops. There's just like, knick-knack shops and places to eat. And it's really insane. So we wandered around a little bit yesterday and didn't do a whole lot. But we just explored the area, found a place to stay, got some food, etc., etc. And it's Sunday, so we're gonna start off in the Christian quarter. The city, the old city, is broken into 4 pieces: the Christian quarter, the Muslim quarter, the Jewish quarter, and the Armenian quarter. So I don't know what the difference between the Armenian quarter and the Christian quarter is, because I thought Armenians were Christian, but I don't know. We'll check it out. And each quarter is like distinctly different looking and feeling, and I actually noticed that last night walking around. Like the Jewish section was kind of completely flattened in a war and then rebuilt recently, so it's a lot more modern and things are not quite as hectic. And apparently the Muslim quarter is insane, but we really didn't touch that yet, so we'll check that out another time. Okay, on to the Christian quarter. Let's see what we find. So this is kind of the main little drag that goes through the old city. And you can see like there's these fruit dealers, and this guy's got like a food shop, and these people are selling touristy stuff like bags, and then there's a little market over there. And everything is really overpriced in here from what we can tell. But I'm sure we just get a different price because of our nationality than you would get if you were actually speaking Arabic or Hebrew. And some of it is useful, some of it is just garbage. But yeah, this is like get really, really crazy at night. And last night, while we were walking up this, there was a bunch of people, and they were carrying like a life-size cross, and like a huge thing, like something you would really crucify a person on. And they had a huge group of people, and they were playing guitar and like singing like hymns or something. I don't know. It's a lot of people. And as we're going up, and all of a sudden, coming the other direction, a tractor. Like a tractor with a trailer was like, get out of the way. And like all these old ladies and hit a woman in a wheelchair and had to get out of the way and stuff. It was really strange. So candy shops, they're just like everywhere. You would not believe how much gummy is in old Jerusalem. I have no idea. I never would have guessed this. But you look across here, there's another guy. So big bags of gummy as well. Strange. So speaking of like tacky things to buy, look at all this crosses and like just stupid knickknacks and stuff. We're obviously in the Christian quarter now. So if you ever needed your obscenely tacky Christian knickknacks, I know a place. Okay, so where we're at is pretty important to some people, so let's take a look. As you can see, once again, all these knickknacks and stuff, and you go through this little entryway, and this is what you get. And let's go over here, and Katie can tell you what it's called.
I forgot it. It's the Church of Holy Sepulchre.
Or the Church of the Resurrection. Basically, what this is apparently this is the site where Jesus was crucified, entombed, and then resurrected. And a lot of people believe it. Some people believe it was elsewhere, but this is the common place. And they've built like churches on and off over it for the last 2,000 years or so. And they've been destroyed and gone under Muslim rule and gone under Jewish rule and Christian rule and just handed back and forth and this and that, and it's been rebuilt and yada yada yada, long story. And now it's kind of separated up between a bunch of different Christian sects, and they each like have sectite areas that they can use, and the common areas are like used by them at different times, and there's like all these rules and stuff. It's really weird, but apparently the keys to the door are owned by a Muslim family and have been for like 1,500 years, and they get handed down through this family, and every day somebody comes from the family, unlocks the doors, and then at the end of the day they come and they close them and lock them. And the reason is to keep the warring factions of Christians from like destroying the place or like uprisings and stuff. They basically have a neutral party that is in control of unlocking the door. It's really immature, but hey, that's how it is. Something that's actually kind of interesting and something that Will had told us to take a look at was up here, this ladder. That's been there since 1852. And somebody stuck it there, and basically it's just that's a common area. So it's just odd to see it, and you can see it in really old photographs and stuff. So it's cool to see it still there, and hope it never falls, because it's just kind of neat, but I guess eventually it'll break down and disintegrate, but who knows about that. But as you can see, this is super, super touristy, and there's a lot of people that are coming through, and like some people came through with a cross, because like a lot of people will carry crosses through Jerusalem, the old city, and then come out here because Jesus had to carry his cross here, etc. And they're just kind of reenacting that, I guess. And there's a lot of people that are like legitimately here for Christian purposes. There's a lot of people that are like here for just tourists like us. But it's a neat place to be. It's probably, I guess, the most holy place in the world for Christians.
I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but it's just loud and entertaining. It's said that this is where the anointment of Jesus happened, and it's very significant to Christians, and they are putting their heads and hands on this rock. And that one's got to be Korean. Sorry. But the rock actually smells like incense. I'm not really sure what they're putting on it, but it smells really good. We've touched it, and
it smells like some sort of candy, like Smarties or something. It smells like Smarties. Yeah, I think they put Smarties on there.
Jesus loved Smarties. From what we've read, the Holy Sepulchre is a conglomeration of many churches that are inside the one building. And the main and actual Holy Sepulchre is right in front of us. And this is where a certain sect of Christians, do you know which sect? believe that Jesus was buried right in this building. So perhaps he was, perhaps he wasn't. We're gonna go in and probably not find out.
So this whole experience in here is just really a huge cluster. Like, just people are like pushing each other, and like obviously the people that work here are kind of annoyed and they're yelling at people a lot. You can see a bunch of people now are going inside this thing. So I guess you can go inside, but you probably got to have a VIP or something like that. You got to be down with the God. But it's really not at all tranquil in here. It's just almost irritating. My blood pressure is up pretty high right now. Okay, so watching this just a little bit more, apparently you don't have to have anything special to get in. You just have to be willing to push a bunch of old ladies over, because that's what's going on. Like, people are, this giant crowd of people, the entrance is here. And there's people just like literally pushing each other out of the way to get inside, and then they close it and let the people out, and then another group of people pushes their way in. Oh boy. Okay, so we've decided we're going to try to go in, and it is madness. Like, they are like pushing, and the security guards are insane, pushing each other around, and I mean, it's just complete mess. It's I feel a bit like I'm back in China, I guess. Okay, here we go. It's moving now. This is by far the calmest it's been. Nobody is screaming at anything.
No push, slowly. No push.
It is astonishing how badly they've done this. Like, they're acting like, the guards are acting like all the people are stupid, and like, we told you to stop, not to come up on these steps, and there's just nothing like laid out. There's no like, you stop here and wait and then go in. Like, they need to set up some barriers and like not just, I mean, they're leaning into people and pushing them downstairs, because I mean, how am I supposed to back up? Look at this. Like, I'm lean. This lady is basically in my pocket. So it's just astonishing. Like, it's like they act like this has never happened. You know, this happens every single day, and like they're mad and like yelling at people. Like, they're either adrenaline is high. It's really ridiculous. Like, put up a barrier. It wouldn't be that hard to make this easy. Yeah, and the people back here are lighting some sort of fire and doing something with it. Who knows? Yeah, I'm astonished. There goes Katie. She's going in there to co-chill with the man. Just watching all the people with the fire over here, like, almost light each other up. This is just insanity. Like, you see that? Look what's going on here. Look at this. You see the lady cowering underneath the lady with the giant set of fire? She's literally climbing over her, this other lady. Like, literally climbed over her to stuff it up in that thing. What idiots. You know, a lot of people look at like Buddhism and stuff and see what we saw in Varanasi and think that's insane. This is way, way crazier. Okay, so I got some footage in there of Jesus' tomb, and the covert Jesus camera is in effect.
Please, inside, go inside. Go inside. The first one must be go. No, hey, okay, go.
Everybody was putting their head down, and I wondered if it smelled like Smarties the same way the Anointment Stone did.
Okay.
But I guess they were just kissing it because it just smelled like saliva.
Finish, please. Outside. Finish.
There you go. That's what Jesus' tomb looks like. So this complex is pretty big, and it's definitely, like, the style changes when you go from one area that's ruled by one Christian sect to another area that's ruled by a different one. So it makes it seem like just like a big conglomeration of like a million different things. It's just like a smorgasbord of Christianity. And I'm going to check out what's down here. It's kind of a cool looking hallway, that's for sure. Okay, so what I can decipher from Wikipedia is that the room that we are in right now in this dome sit directly over what was once believed biblically to be the center of the world. But turns out the world isn't flat, the world is round, so the center of the world is not here. But it's still kind of an interesting room to be in, and they mark it because it's near to the where the crucifixion of Jesus was done. So maybe somebody else thinks that this is where he was crucified. I don't know. Who knows? Thanks to some more Wikipedia research, we're going up to where I believe they think Jesus was actually crucified, like the commonly believed place. And yeah, this looks like it. They said it was very lavishly decorated. That's definitely what we're looking at. So he was crucified on the second floor? I don't understand. Maybe this is directly above the thing that was considered center of the world. That's probably what it is. That makes geographical sense. So, I mean, wow, look at that. That's pretty insane. And apparently Adam of Adam and Eve, his skull is directly below this. But I mean, again, you know, stories and whatnot, so who knows. But there's people under there. Like you can get in line. And I don't know what he's doing. He's putting his arm into something. I think I'll skip that. That's a bit personal. Okay, so it seems like what's going on is that this looks like maybe you could have this rock down here that's there was where the cross was supposedly put, so maybe it's possible. But yeah, the guy up here that runs things is really rude and mean. He's pushing people and screaming at them and stuff. It seems to me they might not like Indian people. They're especially mean to Indian people. It's really weird. He's yelling no photo, but you know, here I am photoing, whatever, screw that guy. You see this box here? They are like, people are just stuffing money in that. It's got to have thousands of dollars in it with the rate money people have been stuffing in it while I sat here. So pretty profitable business here, but you think they could hire somebody who was a little less of a dick. Okay, so like, holy crap. That was just madness. It's just like, it's like being in a blender or something and just being tossed out. It's just really a lot of immature people doing really things that don't make a lot of sense, and just
it's the fast food of the Christian epicenter. That's what it is. Each thing that you're supposed to go through and be astonished with looking at, they're yelling at you the entire time. Like, stay here, go there, wait, go back, finish, hurry up, come on. Like, every single time that you want to do something that, if you're Christian, I mean, like, you want to be here and feel here, and it's just aggressive. The whole thing is aggressive. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot of respect for a lot of people in there, from the patrons or especially from the staff, the people that actually work there. And they seem like they have definitely got a dislike for anybody from the Indian subcontinent. Like, they are borderline racist with them, which was kind of strange to see. But I mean, guess that's what it is. Stuff my box full of money and get out of my way. Yep. Yeah, so this is definitely the Disneyland of religions. Like, I mean, it's like a million tour groups, and I mean, it takes a lot of patience to deal with this type of thing. So if you ever come here, just be prepared for that. So this big cart has got this wheel, like extra tire, chained to it, and he stands on it when it slides down a hill and kind of like surfs the cart down the hill. I guess it's also, you know, a brake, but still interesting to watch. Okay, I am a little tipsy right now, so we'll see how well we can do this video. We have met this guy named Eric. We were just sitting in our hotel, and he came in and asked for a room, and Eric and I both noticed this guy looks roughed the fuck up. And hopefully we can insert a picture here. Basically, he has told us that he got mugged in Eilat a few days ago, and
Explain the mugging.
He explained that he was just lying on his pack, like taking a nap, waiting for his bus to Jerusalem, and he got jumped by 2 guys, and then 4 guys entered the mix, and he fought as much as he could, but they ended up having him in the fetal position, and so on. They took his bag. He still has his passport, but he doesn't have any money except for what his parents have wired him, and yeah, so anyways, he talked to us while we were sitting at the hotel. We got to know about the mugging. We got to know a little bit about the guy, and he asked us if we wanted to go and get some food with him. So we decided, fuck it, let's go get some food with this guy. He's very, like, the only word I can think of to put on it is jovial. Like, it kind of seems like the world has hit him in the fucking face and he is okay. Like, he's just laughing and having a good time and trying to make the best out of a shitty situation that he can. And so we went out to eat with him. We ended up going to the Wailing Wall, and he told me some things about Jerusalem while we were there. He's actually lived in Jerusalem for 1.5 years prior to us meeting. What? We're making a video, so thanks. I don't know what that was about. Anyways, so all in all, he's kind of drug us around town a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. From where we were eating, he took us to like a prayer meeting that he wanted to go to, and now we are sitting outside of Moshiko.
Got in a fight with a taxi driver.
Yeah, we got in a fight with a taxi driver. Not really a fight, just they talk really aggressively here. We're sitting outside of Moshiko. He managed to get some food from some girl that randomly, completely random, walked up and asked him. She was just like, I feel like I need to get you some food. He looks really roughed up, as you will see from the picture if we're able to put it in there. He made us some vodka shakes with the money that he got from his parents. Okay, so we've had some vodka shakes. We recently just talked to a Jewish doctor, and the doctor like answered some questions for him about his foot because he had stepped on some chloral, and also answered some questions about like how his face was looking, and asked him about his urine and his feces and stuff. He's right now taking the doctor out. He looked at his eyes. His eyes are like completely bloodshot. Like, these guys fucked this guy up. But anyways, the doctor was really, really nice. He's retired and everything. So him and the doctor have gone off to have a beer on Eric's dime. Not this Eric, not our Eric, but Eric, our friend Eric. It's very confusing. But it's been a pretty entertaining, like, maybe, I guess we made him 4 hours ago. So it's been interesting, and maybe we'll have more to update after this, but we'll find out. I'm hoping that more vodka shakes make their way into the mix.
So the doctor that we randomly met that was looking at other Eric was also like the same girl that bought other Eric a free meal, bought this doctor a free meal, and the doctor has recently just lost his ATM card, so he didn't have any money, so it was really nice for him to be able to get some food from this girl, this randomly, who's offering free food to people that just happen to need it. And I mean, it's strange because like we got this doctor that has no money because he lost a credit card, and like I guess we may not have explained this in the video, maybe we did, but we've lost a wallet recently, and then other Eric, of course, has had the worst of it, and he got beat up by 4 guys. So it's strange that like it seems like bad things are happening to everybody we meet, but at the same time, good things are happening all at the same time. So it's a bit odd, a little bit of equalizing karma is taking place or something. It's a strange night. So this is kind of what New Jerusalem looks at night, I guess. I'm not really 100% sure where we're at, but I think this is kind of like hipster central, where there's a lot of like, you know, youths and ice cream and old doctors getting meals from random Israeli girls. And Katie and other Eric are trying to use his phone card to call his parents and tell them that he's alive. He's looking all right. It's a little dark. So is it going all right with the phone card? No good?
She's going to try it.
She's going to try it. So this is kind of what the madness that is Old City. Old City looks like at the moment at nighttime, like everything's closed down and it's calm and nice and everything's all right. Make a video?
Make video.
I'm making a video.
We are in
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. We're surrounded by misogynist pigs, but we don't care.
No.
We're okay with it. We're securing ourselves.
Yes.
It's all right.
Bye, shorty.
We went back to our hotel, made sure other Eric had a bottle of water, and then we went to bed. When we woke up in the morning, he had gotten in an argument with the hotel manager over money, and they had asked him to leave. We didn't hear from him again until 72 days later when he messaged me on Facebook. He was back in North Carolina, and he was doing fine living with his family. We both agree he was one of the most fascinating people we met on our entire trip. It was an amazingly strange night.